How you guys doing? Welcome back. Today is Wednesday, September 8th. I forgot what I was doing. It's SWINGCAST number 154. Welcome back. Got some great plays for you guys today. Let's get into it. We're going to discuss technical analysis today. We got supports, resistances, trend lines, patterns, email lines, volume profile, RSI, stochastic, and the vortex indicator. Those 9 things make up my technical analysis approach. Now, technical analysis makes up probably 1/8 of what I would do to be successful in the stock market. I would weigh risk versus reward, mental, fundamental, and technical analysis. We probably want to have some goals set. Probably want to discuss macro markets. We probably want to also think about making an actual trading plan, and then also probably consistency. Those are the 8 big things I always talk about. If you want to have early access to the class that I'm creating, go check the description box down below. The Patreon with the newsletters and the Discord that comes with the Patreon, all free until 10/1. Come join us, come enjoy lessons 9 through 35, already published for everyone to go on the Discord as well. If you just want to have this relationship with me screaming at you about stocks online, also fine as well. I want to get right into it. 4 great plays, a few you've definitely heard of, a few you haven't. You're going to notice a few are big caps. Interesting enough, when the macro markets all pull back, especially the dash YM, a lot of these really nice big caps become available. All the picks from yesterday were big caps. A few from today are also going to be big caps. Some you may know. But that being said, well, let's get into it. So when we first start off, you're going to notice that our white line here for CDNA, this is going to be our support line. This is going to be our resistance line that's orange. Our trend line that's supporting is golden. You'll see a resistance will be like this, and it's going to be orange and dotted. It'll look kind of like this. Not really one for this play because it's not really a great trend line here, but you have that for a trend line that's resistance. We have our volume profile. These 2 lines is where 70% of the volume happens. This is the POC. I don't have time now to go into the volume profile, but watch this video right there. 10-15 minutes, get in, get out, get a great new tool. You'll thank me later for sure. On the side here, this is for my Discord members. This is where I draw on the charts to show them where my loading zone, stop loss, price target, and our moonshot for a realistic moonshot are going to be. If you want that nightly, check it out down below. I got the newsletter done early today, so I added these to the charts so I can get that out to them. So with that being said, running out of breath already. CDNA, Cardex, Inc., a fantastic uptrend. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. It's already held. The resistance trend line's kind of there. It cuts through quite a lot, but again, it's forming some form of horizontal triangle, at least a falling wedge or a broadening wedge as well, connecting here. If we do get a breakout over that, it's going to be a great sign. Support strong. POC may be another support where it comes down to, but anywhere in this whole entire area, anywhere in here where it is a great pivot point to buy into. We got some life, which is great. Now again, I don't like to buy falling knives here. Again, it's selling off pretty heavily. Lower lows, lower highs. But right here, even a bad move of 5 or 6% looks pretty good here. I like what I see. Great horizontal play, great trend line, beautiful. Let's check out the indicators. What we're going to see is that I don't even scan with indicators on. There's no VWAP, there's no RSI under 30, no EMA crossovers, none of that. I use indicators as my icing on the cake. They show 4 things: momentum, trend, volume, and volatility. That's it. Of those 4 things, they're going to help show me if it's a good pick or a bad pick, weigh that with opportunity cost against other plays I like, and see how they look. Let's check it out. I haven't looked at these before, but together we can check it out together. We can see that the price, 10, 50, 200, it's improperly stacked, so these will be resistances, but again, it's a great deal. Also note the 200 is going sideways. That's important to recognize for trend. I'm going to put more weight into the horizontal play now, because when the EMA lines go sideways, it's implying that more important to me and what I see is going to be the support play. The trend line is there, but if the EMA line is not putting up with it, I'm not as sold on it. So again, I'm going to go with the support play here myself. So the support play bodes well here, but also bodes well around 68. So we do dip down. 68 is great. If that gives out, look for 66. RSI, 36, great deal, honestly. Stochastic is super low. Love to see that right there. No divergences. Everything checks out, but a great deal. Bulls low, bears high, fantastic. CDNA hits everything you want to see, minus the EMA lines being resistances. I think a lot of plays recently are going to have that, sadly, so that's going to be a theme for the day with these sells we've been having for some stocks. But CDNA, great value, definitely check it out. I do like it a lot. Next is Foot Locker, FL, a big company we all know. It's forming a nice little wedge down. It looks pretty good. Again, once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times looking like it's surviving. Beautiful resistance trend line looking good. I want to duplicate this on live and see. So there's a possibility here this is actually turned to a channel down if this breaks down farther. If that's the case, look at it. If it does break down, it's going to be a great support play with these old resistances here, this old support here, and the volume profile line. So 50, 51 may be an option if this does continue down farther. But this wedge is beautiful. This support area, old resistance with a gap, support right here. Gorgeous play. Again, easily can make 10, 11%, risking 2 or 3. It checks every box. If dash YM, which is the Dow 30, if that comes back from that value there and goes up higher, Foot Locker can be a fantastic play for sure into this week. Let's check out these indicators. The 10 is going to be a nice crossover play. Went across that for life. Great. 5,200 going to be resistances, but over here, a fantastic value. Under 30, great deal. Stochastic under, well, looks to be almost 80. Fantastic deal. And curling north, once that blue crosses the red, like a MACD crossover, looks great to me. Bulls low and bears high once again. Foot Locker, great deal. I do love that sell-up that we saw in the dash YM for that to be a great value. I would certainly watch list it for sure. I mean, your Apples, your Nikes, your Teslas should all be watch list anyways, but Foot Locker right here seems to be a great value. Next is GLBE, Global Online Ltd. Again, I'll zoom out and show you. This is a newer IPO. It's only been doing this for about 4 or 5 months. Again, it's going up higher, so the EMA and the indicators may be a bit goofy. That's why the POC is so low in this initial buy-in spot. But again, this is a really nice trend up. It looks like a channel up to me. Again, worst case, it breaks down 5 or 6%, you get out. But a full move up can get you almost 30%. Massive reward. More risk than I usually like to take on. But even look at the support play. Even around, $66, it's been holding beautifully. Even at $67, it's been holding beautifully. We're getting that horizontal spot. Trend up's living here. Very clear play. Again, for a beginner, I don't want to be risking 5 or 6% every single play. But to make about, you risk maybe on the low side 3.6 to make about 9 here. It's about 3 to 1 just to hit the resistance. It's not bad at all. Let's check out the indicators. So the 200, again, is going to be kind of wonky because we have barely 200 candles on here probably. Looks pretty good. It's pointing up, so we're going to putting more emphasis into the trend line. So it's pointing up with the trend line, more emphasis into this. So this breaks, I'll be quick to cut it. The 50 and the 10 are going to be resistances. Waiting for 10 crossover works, but again, that 50 will be a small resistance moving forward. But again, a fantastic value. RSI, it's really never been lower, which is fantastic. Stochastic, it doesn't really have any divergences. Looks pretty good here overall, but again, a great value. Bulls low, bears high once again. I'm not the biggest fan of playing our brand new IPOs as a technical trader just because I don't really see much data to go off of. But again, for a newer IPO, GLBE does lend some really fantastic value and some good clarity. I would definitely watch list it into this week. Next is GTN. We can see it's already breaking down some. Look at how it's breaking down. Let's not even lie. I'm not someone who likes to fit boxes and try and make things work. That's broken, right? At this point, you could probably come over here and find a trend line that works fine, over here. But again, I don't think it's a very fair thing to do. Maybe this is going to be a better one, and it comes down a bit farther. You can draw it yourself, but this supports the play is what we're looking at basically. It's a horizontal play anyways. I think closer to $21.05 or maybe 6 cents as this comes down would be a great value. You're going to notice, though, it is a falling knife. I don't like to catch falling knives. So I don't think this is a great one to buy into quickly. It likes to make little bowls, right? It comes down, ooh, a little bowl shape. It comes down, ooh, little bowl shape. Little bowl shape and little bowl shape. It likes to take its time. So instead of getting super aggressive on it, let it come to you, maybe around 21.10. You risk 1 or 2% to make 5 or 6. It makes a lot of sense, a bit lower. Really easy support play, but it's not quite there yet for a red day. It could be a bit better tomorrow if we have a nice sell-off. With the indicators at 200 shows a great value. Value. And it always comes back. So again, good value, good history of that. But again, the EMA lines are now going sideways. See how they're pointing sideways, the 50 and 200. So putting more emphasis into the support play. That's right there. Sure, it may come down to even possibly 2025, 2050. So if it keeps going down, I'm not going to rush in. But anywhere in this area will be a fantastic value. RSI, low. That's great. Stochastic, obvious divergence. Honestly, that's right there. It's pretty good. It's not the greatest I've ever seen, but that's definitely a divergence for sure. Bulls low, bears high. GTN, I do like for the clarity of a simple support play. I like that. The issue is I think there's better plays with more convergence factors where we see supports and trends and volume coming together in one spot for folks to have good support. GTN does lack that, but for a simple support play, if it stops falling like a knife and finds some support, it could be a very easy play into this week for sure. Next is Johnson & Johnson. Obvious play. I mean, on the 10-year chart, you can see it just goes up. I mean, sometimes it takes years, right? Because this is a dividend stock too. But you can see it has its run-ups, consolidates, run-up, consolidates, run-up, consolidates. We're definitely in a run-up right now. Eventually, it's going to stop doing this and consolidate soon. But we have a great-looking channel up here. I think right here, if we get 171 and some change, sure, we can make 4 or 5% while we're only risking 1. Sure, that's not something to write home about like, Mom, Dad, I made 5%. But if you only risk 1% to make 5, it's a 5-to-1 play. That's fantastic. So I think it's a really good beginner play. Let's check the indicators for this channel up. And this is what I mean when I say I think GTN's not as good. Support on the 200, support horizontally, volume profile support, and trendline support. All the factors that are going in right here is massive on a technical standpoint. We have folks who see the 200 and buy in, folks that support and buy in the volume profile, the trend line. That's convergence in action. We have it right here. Sure, lower highs, lower lows, so I'm not overly excited with that, but that's how you get a good deal, and eventually it melts up and turns back around. You want to see some support here, but anywhere in the 170, 171 range is a fantastic support in my opinion. RSI, it's low. That's fantastic. Stochastic was low, curling north. I like that. Bulls low, bears high, but it's consolidating because we're going sideways. But again, this and that do show a great deal for J&J. I think into this week, it makes a good bit of sense to watch it. Again, with that Dow sell-off, well, here we go again. Another big cap you can probably buy at a good rate. J&J is definitely a longer-term hold for the dividends for a lot of people, but you want to swing an easy play. Looks pretty easy to me. Next is MG. Yes, we do break slightly, so I don't think this is the greatest wedge down ever. But again, this is old resistance. This old resistance is becoming a fantastic support. Yeah, we're about, 20 cents away from that. Give me another % off. But anywhere from $9.30 to $9 is really enticing for this kind of play. It comes down quick, comes back, comes down quick, comes back, comes down quick, comes back. We're making 15, 20% moves here. I think right here, easily can make 13, 14%. I want to buy towards the trend, so probably around 922. Risking 2.5% to make 15 makes a whole lot of sense. Really obvious play. The POC is gravitational, wants to pull you towards it. So if that's the case, just to hit that, it's 13%, and you're risking about 3 here. Great odd, great ratio there. Beautiful support play, great clarity. That's why I like it so much. Let's check the indicators. The 200 was a support. Now it's going to act as a resistance. See that? How we had a support, and now it's going to be a resistance. Keep that in mind as we are this low. I think that, again, we have great value, but waiting for a 10 crossover is fine if it does take its time here to turn around. But waiting for a 10 crossover here makes very little sense. If it does come down farther and it kind of takes its time, it could be a good play for a momentum play. But down here, 920, 930 looks fine to me. RSI, it's low. Stochastic is low. I don't really see any divergences. I mean, sure, you can say this. Looks like one, doesn't it? Kind of. But again, great value nonetheless. Bulls low, bears high. I think bulls have more room to drop, which is good. I want to get bulls to about 70 on the vortex, come down here. Bears go up, great value. I think MG isn't quite done dropping yet, which is good. It means we have a good time to watch it. You can do your fundamental analysis, you can research it, and then you can play when it gets to a good spot. MG, if it's a red day, certainly watch for that value. And we're near 920, 915 in my opinion. Looks really good. Next is SSD. Great horizontal play. It's idiot proof. I mean, you get anywhere near 108, you buy in. It's already showing life after hours. It's very sporadic down here. But this is a channel of 2.5%, 3%. You can buy down here and day trade this all day for 2.5%, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But we do have higher lows across the board, and it seems to be holding here really well. The POC is gravitational, so again, it's going to pull us here, go back and forth. But once we can break out, we should be good to go. This is a broadening wedge so far, and what I mean is that it's making this shape with the trend lines. What's going to happen is that eventually this supporting trend line will not be hit again, or this resistance trend line will not be hit again, and we're going to form a new pattern. So we may do one of these. Come up, go here, and then keep going and make a new pattern, or it's going to come here, come back down, and this is going to go on its own. So again, a new pattern will be forming soon. It could be a horizontal channel like it is kind of showing here, or it's going to make a brand new thing, but right here is a great value nonetheless. Let's check the indicators. That 200 is a great support. Bounce, 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 bounce. Now we are below it, so that's a bad sign if it's going to be resistance, but look at this. You cross over that and the POC, 0.8%, you give that up for some form of confirmation. Play the momentum, a full move is 5 or 6%. You can do that, but again, it's obvious value down here. The 200, we break in and come back all the time, so not overly worried. So again, great value. Playing the crossover works fine as well. RSI, it's right where you want it, which is low. Stochastic is low. I don't really see much of a huge divergence, but you have, again, higher lows until recently and obvious lower high or lower lows. So again, that's definitely a long-term divergence. Not the best, but it's there for sure. Blues crossing red, great. Bulls low, bears high. SSD also checks every box. I wish that 200 held better, but it's still a great looking play. SSD, I would say watch listed into this week. Last and certainly not least is some. I was watching some for the trend line play for a while here, and I was actually playing quite a few times on this run up, which is beautiful. Now it's broken down to make a great horizontal channel. Sure, the macro size one is where that volume profiling is like this, back and forth, easy money. But this is probably a more reasonable spot to go for. We can see anywhere below probably 32 and some change is a great buy-in. I mean, you could argue the support's probably down here. Maybe it's here, maybe it's here. I'll keep it where it is, right about there. Risking 2 or 3%. A full move is 12, so 4 to 1. To get my little price target area is an easy 2 to 1. If it doesn't dip farther, super simple support play. Not much convergence going on, but you do have an obvious risk versus reward. And for a beginner, that's all you really want, honestly, when you're learning. Let's check the indicators out. That 200, support. Now we're breaking a little bit, showing that we're going from one hit every 3 months to now almost 6 or 7 in the last 4 months, showing that we're going to put more emphasis into the support play. They're going horizontally, so again, that reinforces that support play even farther. A 10 crossover is a fine play as well here. RSI, it's low. Stochastic is low. Bulls low, bears high. A easy play. I don't think it's going to be the greatest for convergence or having those factors that all line up together, which we like. But when it comes to clarity and simplicity, that's it. Super easy. And with that being said, that's the episode for today, Wednesday, September 8th. Check out the Discord, like, subscribe, bell notification. If you made it this far, sup, dude? Good job. Love you. Otherwise, have a good rest of your guys' week. We'll see you guys tomorrow for our last episode of the week. I appreciate you. See you guys then. Thanks.